love my Nintendo development system like circa 2005. All my friends are inside of it. So, it's been 5 years. I'm in a totally different location now, and my brother is no longer on my island. He has his own now. Animal Crossing New Horizons has finished with its 2.0 update a while ago, and with the expansion pack where you roleplay as My Caribbean Life. And I've barely touched it since. Wait, what do you mean there's gonna be a 3.0 update now? This is what I get for constantly delaying my scripts. Don't get me wrong, I am extremely happy that Coffee Burb came back. But to be honest, by the time 2.0 came out, I was burnt out on New Horizons. And I have a feeling that after 2020/2021, I think that happened to everyone. But this happens to me for every Animal Crossing though. I'll try to keep up with my town or island, but eventually I have to fall off of it due to real-world responsibilities or just being burnt out from being a museum completionist. I'll probably have to return at some point. After all, I need to remove all the tomatoes that are on the island now. This f***ing guy, how did he go from being a silly little prankster to a banana Republican CEO? I know I named the island after Tropico, but you didn't actually need to become El Presidente. Just how many bells are in that Swiss bank account, brother? Recently, though, I've been wanting to revisit some of the older entries in the series, partly due to pandemic and adult-induced nostalgia, part out of curiosity, part because this is the 20th anniversary this year, and I'm not gonna miss a deadline this time. While the games are more mechanically simpler compared to the width of New Horizons, fans of the series always seem to say that the older games had a bit more attitude and personality than New Horizons. This is especially true with characters like Rossetti, who have mellowed out since the older titles, or the cranky and snooty villagers being a lot more softer than their older counterparts. Like Jesus, man. The oldest game that I have in my collection is Wild World for the old Nintendo DS. How much of the first game's DNA is still in the first sequel to the franchise? I wanted to find out, especially with the 20th anniversary of the game this year, which hopefully this video will come out in time for, I hope. Jesus. Just to let you know, all these clips that I recorded were about 2 years ago. I was going to get fresh footage this year for all the seasons that I didn't grab initially, but I ran out of time. With that disclaimer out of the way, enjoy the video. So we start our journey in the back of a cab with Captain Kappa, who went from a boater to a cab driver. He asked us to remind him what the name of the town we're going to is called, which I responded, the city. Nah, I'm kidding. I went with Old Fort just because how many places in America are called Fort something? I swear that's like half the country. Do I have enough to get settled? Bro, I'm a millennial buying a house on their own. In this economy, I am financially ruined, and I will never recover from this. I wrote this like 2 years ago, Jesus Christ. So after that long cab drive, we headed into town hall looking like a rejected chibi Tom Fox to find directions to the house that I own. 2-story, 1 bedroom. It's like a tiny house, but I bet you it's not even close to being efficient. I have a bloody candle for a light source. Yeah, at least I got this retro tape deck, that's cool. As I'm about to take a night on to town, I'm stopped by local soul landlord Tom Nook. You know how he goes, makes small talk, says I'll get used to a cramped home. Gotta say, he's quite chummy if he's ribbing me a little odd. And then he hits you with the 19,800 bells. I guess I'm living on the street. Grass. Part of me is shocked because this implies that the deal closed without money exchanging hands before I moved in. But I have been informed by an anonymous source that this sort of thing happens more than you would think. Somewhere below the 50% line of Canada, the words defrauding the government escapes a disgruntled admin's lips. Also, from all the horror stories that I hear, real estate's just a fucking mess. It's a sham. I don't know how anyone owns anything with how inefficient this run. Either way, he says not to worry as I'm to pay it off day by day at town hall. He will even let me work part-time at his store to help pay off a little bit of that debt. I feel that this is a conflict of interest, or would probably be illegal in most of the world for some reason, but I have no money. So, sure! So I head over to Nook's Cranny and grab my one and only uniform I'll ever get. Just like real retail. And you have to put that in the wash every night. And it's the only thing you have in your washer. That totally didn't get, frustrating. Now this acts as a bit of a tutorial for the various mechanics. I went into detail in the original script, but it's a little too long, so I'm just gonna give the highlights. I planted stuff, met with the corrupt mayor who I can never vote out, met the townsfolk. I really like Buck because he says partner like a cowboy. Whoa now, what's this? New face. Folks say I tend to collect furniture a lot. We should hang out and do some squats sometime. Fell into a hole. I delivered something to Gwen. And what do you want with me, hon? Delivery! Delicio. Nah, that's a DiGiorno. The f did you say to me? Huh? Why are you making deliveries? I just don't get it. Oh, duh. Tom Nook asked you to work for him part-time, huh? And since you're broke as a joke, you agreed, right? Being poor stinks. I did the exact same thing until I saved enough money to pay him back. This was actually nicer than I was expecting. If you know, you know. But broke as a joke is quite the term. Next I have to write a letter to a villager, which I initially wrote to the wrong villager first. Either way, since it was a promotional letter, I told Buck to get the f down to Nook's Cranny, home of the trashiest businessman here in Old Fort. Guaranteed! And sent it. Buck showed me the letter later, and I thought it was funny. One final task for the day. I needed to write an advertisement for the bulletin board. Just write something the kids these days will think is catchy and cool. But if you write something on the board, you can't erase it. So don't go writing anything too cringy, me boy. You are not immune to the advertisements. Buy things. Nook's Cranny. Yeah, I think that's pretty based if I do say so myself. And now I'm free! Because Nook doesn't know what else to give me for work. And the classic Animal Crossing gameplay loop begins. Catch fish and bugs, dig up fossil, grave rob, get stung by bees, sell those things, pay down debt, get big house, get drip, help Tom Nook establish a small empire within the town in which he will become a true monopoly. A lot of Sims could do this, and have, but what sets Animal Crossing apart from other life Sims? Well, that's the villagers. It is well known that the original Animal Force was conceptualized when the creator moved to a new town and had very little friends at the time. Hence, the moving to a new town and getting to know the villagers that inhabit the town that will be an expanding roster as you play the game is largely the point. This is where the OG Animal Crossing shines. Each villager has its own animal, design, and one of the 6 personalities at the time, and catchphrases that make them unique. And with that brings different interactions with you, the player, and the other animals in the town. This could be from small talk, the letters, or the tasks that the animals will give you occasionally. For New Horizons players that might be unfamiliar, tasks were more regularly given to you by the villagers in the older games, as the creativity was mostly left to your home, your drip, and the town flag. You could not place anything outside in some of the original games. That wasn't added until New Leaf, and you had to go through a whole process in New Leaf. Usually if you see an animal give you an exclamation mark and runs to talk to you like they're a Pokemon trainer challenging you to a battle, they're about to give you a task. Most of these are like fetch quests and the like, but they do give you kind of an idea. Some tasks are as simple as they're just trying to sell you something, want to give you a gift, but a lot of it will be fetch quests that kind of weave a small story that you probably will make in your head. And what really makes all these villagers shine is those 6 personalities that I mentioned earlier. For the male characters, you had Lazy, Jock, and Cranky. For the female villagers, you had Snooty, Peppy, and Normal. And I think it's fair to say that these are pretty descriptive on what you would expect. Jock tends to be more sportsman-like. Lazy is, well, lazy. Snooty can be seen at, well, you know, snooty, high class, blue blood. And Cranky are, frankly, SpongeBob incidentals for the most part. Interacting with these different personalities can lead to very funny interactions, which I'm just gonna let the footage speak for itself for a bit. Hey, you've been watching me, haven't you? Of course. How else do you expect me to prepare for my epic battle against you? Epic battle? Haven't you noticed I'm a cute girl, not a gladiator? I like smelling flowers, going shopping, and dancing to karaoke. What kind of a psycho are you, See, I've been imagining our final showdown battle, and you win every time. I get whooped. Does that mean I haven't trained enough? Huh? I don't get it. Gah, like pears. Why does everyone have to like pears? Pears are so freakish. How can you actually eat one? Oh no, it's the invasion of the pear people. Shut your yap, Talkie. Make like a tree and leave. Do you think fish have personalities too? My personal opinion is that the sea bass is more of an indoor type. Would you be a pirate ninja or a zombie Sasquatch? Manchu, I should have known you were one of them. Hey Mac, if you were to compare me to a vegetable, would I be a bell pepper or a chili pepper? Interesting. You're completely wrong, it's not even funny, Manchu. So Lucy, do you like me? Of course I like you. We are friends, are we not? Okay, then what is it about me that you like? My style, my charming grin, or how cool I am? What do I like about you, Walker? Well, I like how unambitious you are. Huh? What do you mean unambitious? Oh, well, I just mean that you don't have any huge dreams or anything. I've got dreams. Though personally, I don't find the villagers to be as harsh as their GameCube counterparts. But I've also never played the OG game, so your mileage might vary. I've just heard the horror stories. As you can see, they're fairly entertaining. But don't worry, there's still some harshness left in this Animal Crossing title. So one day, a shady-ass tent just showed up in the front of Town Hall asking me for a password. So naturally, I go over to Buck to ask him what the password is, who happens to say that the password is high prices. What's next? You're gonna tell me that this guy wants to be a big shot? Using the password gets me in, but I'm not a member, see? So I need to join Red's family for a cool 3,000 bells. It's like Costco, but I'm probably gonna get shot if I look at someone funny. Paying it, I become a cousin. Now if you play New Horizons, you know that Red deals in artwork and in furniture, both real and fake. But it wasn't really fair in the old days, because you only get one art piece in the tent shop, and unlike the modern entries, you don't even know if it's fake or not until you go and talk with Blathers. What a scumbag! Thank you much. Oh, but the scam gets worse. Enter this cheeky sod, Lyle. Ugh. I mean, look at that face. Lyle is not a good person. Otter. If you talk to him, he'll give you a quiz, and no matter how you answer, he'll be like, you got no plan. If you get hit by a bus, there's not even a fresh pair of underwear. And will force you to buy insurance for 3,000 bells. Unless you don't have 3,000 bells in your pocket, which I only found out because of Wikipedia. The insurance is a scam, by the way. It's for things like bee stings and tripping, but it's rigged in such a way that you'll never fully recover that 3,000 bells. You will always be 100 bells short. Funny how that works. But wait, we're not done yet. He also offers damage insurance, which covers the forgery of the paintings for an additional 6,000 bells. What's that? He can change when red comes to your town. Oh, that must just be a coincidence. How can I not trust a standing upright citizen? God, I hate how real this situation is. I play video games to escape my adult responsibilities, thank you! This is the first time ever I found out Gracie is in Wild World. The RuPaul of this game, depending on what country you ask. They'll ask you to take part in a quiz to figure out if you're trendy and hip, and most importantly, fashionable. So naturally, I answered honestly. What's your greatest asset? My brain, of course. What is the true essence of fashion? I don't know, clothes. I got a bunch of hoodies. Actually, since writing this, I've really gone into campus-style shirts. A catch-all term for aloha and bowling shirts. I swear I'm not into tiger's blood. When do you check yourself out in the mirror? All the time! What, I can be vain. I'm 30 years old, I can be vain. What do you think of trends? Oh, they're hot. What would you do if you found a hole in your jean? Probably leave it? Okay, darling. I know where you stand in the world of fashion. Here's a present as proof of how close of sense is to mine. Darling, can I get a drum roll in here? Ta-da! Hey, wannabe Mac. Don't even go name-dropping Gracie, honey. You're nothing but a fashion wannabe. Gracie. Well? I have never, in my life, have gone so destroyed, so viciously for my fashion sense. Well, except maybe that one time I think some girls were making fun of my yellow Crocs, but I also am starting to think that maybe that was my parents just projecting. Hate is gonna hate, you know? One thing I have to say I do like is how their personality shines through. They talk just like an eccentric fashionista. It shows more of the writing attitude in the older Animal Crossing games. I was not expecting them to use words like saucy and hot. I don't even remember this from my childhood. Now, if you really want to talk about the original thesis of Animal Crossing and what that means, we have to touch upon the ever-controversial Upsetty Resetti, the infamous mole that appears when you don't save your game before turning off the console. He's like Sans Undertale, but a mole. You see, New Horizons fans, before auto-saving, Animal Crossing had to be saved manually, every time. This means that if you turned off the console without saving, you'll lose all your progress. Not only that, this mole will pop out of the ground and yell at you like the out-of-touch boomer he is. He apparently was the reason parents called Nintendo because it made their kids cry. Which, understandable. He does that thing where an authority figure will ream you out and make you feel stupid for not saying anything, even though they wouldn't let you retort. My personal, goddamn, pet peeve. And you know what, for a little kid, his rants probably seemed very harsh. Counterpoint, his rants are hilarious as an adult. Don't you kids ever listen. You wouldn't believe what I gotta do to stay healthy. Lately I've been trying to make yogurt from scratch. You hear me? Yogurt! You know how many people I gotta repeat myself to? Just you, punk! You wanna snap your fingers and erase your screw-ups. Sure, who don't? I mean, I wish I hadn't dropped out of dental school. Good money there. I really wish I hadn't washed my white boxes with my red sweatshirt. But is turning the power off without saving gonna change any of that? Of course it ain't, punk. Ah! You again? Stop messing with me! Oh, and one last thing before I forget. Wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. Now scram! You know, after working in a retail store where I had to be a greeter during COVID, to be a COVID scarecrow that basically did diddle and squat, I feel for him. Imagine just how many times he gets a complaint from the RIA and he has to talk to players. That is until I decided to push his limits for the footage. He will not let you through unless you get his phase repeated back to him exactly the way he did. With punctuation. With punctuation. At least I was messing with him, but it got annoying when I was actually trying. But I'm sorry, I'm not saying Hail Rossetti, you fuck. Wait, can I even say that word on YouTube now? Apparently? Question mark? Maybe I don't even know anymore. I mean, geez, you'd think with this guy being so harsh and all, like pirated the game or something. Okay, listen, look, calm down. I have it right here on my my Melon my officially licensed copy of the Nintendo DS.
I see him up ahead. Deploy the Landmaster.
No. Won't let you do that, Star Fox. I backed up my game fair and fucking square. It's my own goddamn copy. Yeah, despite older Animal Crossings have less mechanical depth, the personality and willingness to destroy you emotionally is something that I wish would come back. That's probably me liking Season 1 SpongeBob a lot.
I hate you.
There's one final thing I wish to part with you. It's sassy. It's fun. And while I did enjoy the wholesomeness of Tom Nook fanboying New Horizons, I kind of wish it had more edge in the modern games. Animal Crossing has a story. Like in the game series, before New Leaf, mind you. It was pretty open-ended gameplay that had a blink-if-you-miss-it characterization of the main animals such as Nook and the Able Sisters. Even Blathers got some backstory, and that was not something I was expecting. I don't remember this. Hey, this is Future Names while editing. Found out that this is because of a drama system that I only found out about because I was casually watching Animal Crossing videos in between editing this. And going to sleep. Yeah. If you want full details about the story, there's a few videos on YouTube. And chances are, if you're watching this video, you've probably seen a few of them. That being said, the highlights include Able Sisters are orphans. Tom Nook searched for his wealth in the city and then got backstabbed by a former partner lover? I haven't even talked about the visitor or special events, especially the one that comes nightly after you do some funky waterfall shenanigans. Maybe we'll go over those bits another time. I also kind of want to look at the other games in the series as well, and this video is getting, frankly, long. At least I got plenty of time before the City Folk anniversary. I got until 2028, so, you know, maybe that's something I can work towards. But for now, I bid you all a farewell, and some post-commentary in that, like, lo-fi style that apparently was a hit. Fellas, I'm gonna be so real. I was not expecting to get this video done before the end of the year. Never mind before the 20th anniversary of Animal Crossing Wild World in America. Well, North America. Yeah, regardless. NA. I mean, the anniversary was why I pushed this project that I basically had in stasis, to be this year, but I never meet the deadline, let's be honest. And you know what? Despite the fact that I wish I put more out this year, I'm pretty happy with the videos that were able to come out. I think I've done a fair bit of reflection because of the videos that I've made, and even some videos that I've edited for some friends that you should totally check out. I'll probably put like a card or something. They're not that hard to find. And I'm gonna talk about that either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. I hope everyone enjoyed this video and my previous VHS related video. I feel like that's kind of the direction I want to head into the channel generally. And I don't know, it's a cozy vibe to me. And it's why I'm even doing these like outro bits now. They're fun. Anyways, I guess I'll catch you around probably next year. Unless I make a short before the end of the year, which might happen, depending on how motivated I am, and how busy I am, during Christmas time. Yeah, I still don't know how to end these. Bye.